Good day, Doc. I am Jen Arthur Melabo, BS Criminology 4A, and I will discuss for today's what is the importance of Miranda Doctrine. The Miranda Doctrine states you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. These are the rights any suspects being put under arrest in the United States is entitled to. The entire purpose of Miranda rights is to prevent law enforcement from coercing or forcing people being questioned to incriminate themselves. The Miranda Doctrine were created to defend the Fifth Amendment right against compelled self-incrimination and to uphold the Sixth Amendment right to a lawyer. Thanks to the Supreme Court's ruling, a Miranda warning serves as an important reminder of your rights under the U.S. Constitution. When police question someone in custody without first Mirandizing them, anything the person says is presumed to be involuntary and cannot be used against them in any criminal case. Any evidence discovered as a result of what the person says involuntarily will likely be thrown out of the case and not presented in court. This can widely alter the outcome of a criminal case. These are your Miranda Doctrine, which notify you of your right to protection against self-incrimination and your right to an attorney if you are questioned by police. The concept is rooted in the Fifth Amendment, which protects individuals against self-incrimination. There are variations on Miranda rights. In some states, police must also state that you can invoke your right to be silent before or during an interrogation. And you can invoke your right to have an attorney present. And until your attorney is present, the interrogation must stop. Miranda warning or Miranda rights arose from a case, Miranda v. Arizona, where Miranda was convicted after he confessed to robbery, kidnapping, and rape during interrogation, but was later overturned because of the harsh way and the investigation was allegedly conducted. This gave rise to the requirement that all criminal suspects be informed of their rights. With the enactment of Republic Act 7438, police officers face the 10 years or more of imprisonment if they fail to read the Miranda rights to the person being arrested. Republic Act 7438 is an act defining certain rights of person arrested, detained, or under custodial investigation, as well as the duty of the arresting, detaining, and investigating officers, and providing penalties for violation thereof. Article 3, Section 12, Paragraph 1 of the Constitution provides, any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel preferable of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the services of counsel, he must be provided with one. These rights cannot be waived except in writing and in the presence of counsel. The above provision and the fundamental charter embodies what jurisprudence has termed as Miranda rights. Stemming from the landmark decision of the United States Supreme Court, Miranda v. Arizona, it has been the linchpin of the modern Bills of Rights and the ultimate refuge of individuals against the coercive power of the state. The Miranda Doctrine requires that any person under custodial investigation has the right to remain silent. The other one is the anything he says can and will be used against him in a court of law. He has the right to talk to an attorney before being questioned and to have his counsel present when being questioned. And the last one is if he cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided before any questioning if he so desires. In the Philippines, the right to counsel espoused and the Miranda Doctrine was based on the leading case of People v. Gallet and Morales Jr. v. Enrile, ruling subsequently incorporated in the present Constitution the Miranda Doctrine under the 1987 Charter, talk unmodified, from where the rights to counsel was specifically qualified to mean competent and independent counsel, preferably of the suspect's own choice. Waiver of the right to counsel likewise provided for stricter requirements compared to its American counterpart. It must be done in a writing and the presence of counsel. Verily, it may be observed that the Philippine law on custodial investigation has evolved to provide for more stringent standards than what was originally laid out of Miranda v. Arizona. The purpose of the constitutional limitation on police interrogation as the process shifts from the investigatory to the accusatory seems to be to accord even the lawless and most despicable criminal suspect a measure of dignity and respect. The main focus is the suspect and the underlying mission of custodial investigation. To elicit a confession. People v. Mujello, number 145566 on March 9, 2004. Purpose of your Miranda rights. The entire purpose of Miranda rights is to prevent law enforcement. The Miranda rights are named after a man named Ernesto Miranda. Miranda was an Arizona man who was convicted of multiple felonies. Based on his confession, the one he made because he thought he was required to answer the question on the spot. He didn't realize that he had the right to stay silent during the interrogation. Another essential things to be aware of regarding the Miranda rights is that there is no set script. Each each state is allowed to change how say it. There are a few things that they must include, making sure that the person in custody has the right to remain silent. States that anything the person that say can be used against them in court. Be very clear that the person in custody has the right to an attorney. They have the right to have a lawyer present during questioning. The person in custody knows what a lawyer will be provided them if they can't afford one. Ernesto Miranda was accused of kidnapping, raping, and robbing a woman in 1963 and confessed to the crimes during police interrogation, during which no lawyer was present to represent Miranda. Lawyer later said that he had not been clearly informed by police about his right to retain a lawyer and right against self-incrimination. Miranda had in fact written out of confession and said he was fully aware of his legal rights. But his lawyers argued that his rights had not been made explicitly clear to him. They argued that he was under duress during interrogation and his confession should not be admissible in court. The case advanced to the Supreme Court where in 1966 they reversed the state of Arizona's decision and cleared Miranda's confession could not be used in a criminal trial.